So that brings us to session number 81. With the Space Goblin music. From Sirenscape. So something nice and uplifting, I'm sure.
Space Goblins just Jedi?
Possibly. Or Goblins from Space, the equivalent of Pigs in Space from the Muppets.
I just thought it was
It is. Okay, so tonight online we have David.
Maybe not.
It looks like David's dropped off. Oh, there he is.
So I'll repeat that again, and tonight online we have David.
Hello, I'm David. I'm definitely didn't just dive back into Skype because Skype crashed. I play Karoi Shadow Swift. The fingers and they start with S. Karoi. The wonderful, talented bard full of stories and happy to share all of the knowledge of the stories that he has received beforehand. And also really good at making certain groups of creatures kill other groups of creatures when we want them all dead.
It's not a bad thing to happen.
Could be worse. Work smart, not hard.
Also online today we have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I play Chevelle, the Paladin.
Oh god, my eyes.
I'm a Bijanati Paladin. However, I've got a curse on my armor that anyone stares at me to get Paladin screamed in their face. So.
No, it's not your armor, it's your skin.
Well,
if you're covered up, you don't get it. It's like we tied you in a cape.
fiery tempered, but always does what's good fire.
No! It big, that's right. It goes big.
So also online today we have M.
Hello, I play Zal, the ever-intrepid wizard cleric.
Failed Ranger!
And failed ranger, apparently.
It's not true unless Mia says it.
Can you say failed Ranger, Bubba?
Can you go rah rah rah? Can you go rah?
Shit, yeah. Paladin!
Yeah. Can we say, oh bad paladin? Yeah, see, she's crying when we said paladin, therefore I win.
Yeah, wow, that's how bad of a paladin you are. You make children cry.
That's about right. Yep. Last I remember, I was chatting with my aunt. Is that right, Martin?
That was correct.
Which is Chevelle's
Mother.
And we're related, so there's that.
Well, hey, if no one explains it to certain people, you never know.
Yeah.
I remember this session now.
And as it turns out, Bradshaw's related to the same dwarven clan you are. On Wednesday night. Mark's
really?
character.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, when they come from places where bad things happen, who knows what's going to be long term. Plus, his character never really paid attention to what his parents told him, so... And that
so
was
who plays that character?
Mark does.
Oh, Mark. Oh, that's hilarious.
It explains everything, right?
That there is a lot of interesting information being caught up in that. Especially when he had one of the dwarves explain it to him. This is why he's now accepted in a different clan.
Is this good?
Well, the different clan means he doesn't have the stigma of the failed clan.
That sounds good.
And then we have Ariadna at the table.
Who's playing Thala? Elf Druid, who's currently on a journey to collect more stories for her Tree of Life. but partially on a mission from her friend Calcrix to help take care of her friends, while Calcrix goes off and takes care of other friends and checks in on her burgeoning coffee franchise. And hopefully, if we get in combat today, I won't just appear in a thing of fire and then ineffectively use swords to not defend myself.
That sounds like
Which is pretty much what happened. I did this cool fire dancey thing, teleported into a bunch of villains, and then failed my sword roll, and just continued to do cool dancey fire moves. And they all died on my fire shield. So it kind of worked out.
So the elf was doing dance, dance, fire, dance.
Yeah, pretty much. But no sword fire. So, fire sword? Fire sword.
DDD instead of DDRs.
Yeah.
Deadly dancing druid.
Yeah.
Kept button mashing the wrong combo.
Yeah. Kept button mashing into crouch instead of into attack. That's what happens when you roll a 4 on your fire sword.
Yeah, fair enough.
So what happened
I'll do it.
at the start of last session? I gave him a recap of why they went to the. Let me see if I can get the name right. They went to the town of
Kazdura?
Runia.
Oh, okay. I've written the wrong thing down.
I know that's where you went after the thing, but you
I
came from that town.
Okay, alright. Good
So,
to know.
yes, they had arrived in the town of Runia, having met the Ethengarian celebration happening at the time, at which point Zal and Chauvel recognized the High Priestess of Cretia that was there. And then they went into the tent to have a conversation with her. So the session starts off with the tent closing behind her and the others being unable to get in. So they decided that they'd go to a local bar. I believe
Tavern, I say.
which was pulled out of a different book I
The
read.
Dancing Horse.
And yes, it was called The Dancing Horse. Where they spent some time interacting with the locals in there. And had a few days of fun and celebrations while you were busy. So it's been
A few days of fun and celebrations. Wasn't it 2 or 3 days of travelling up a mountain to descend into some kind of tower where there were a bunch of goblins that we then killed before we came back?
which sounds like fun and celebrations to me.
Yes, you seem to be forgetting about
Revenge
how
Massacre.
adventures work and dungeons work. Generally, immediately after we kill the boss / the group, we immediately get a town portal.
Well, look, I'm not objecting to that. I just feel like fun and celebrations is a very lackluster way to describe hiking up a mountain to kill a bunch of goblins on behalf of these poor dwarven folk who were beat up by these horrible goblins. I would say that we were actually heroes, wouldn't you, bard, storyteller?
I would say that the goblins were a pathetic pushover and that the dwarves themselves were potentially under-equipped originally, and now they received the assistance that they should have always had to begin with.
I will say fair point, but in my journal, we're heroes and we saved the dwarven people from the villains because I think my tree will like that story better.
In my story, Roy single-handedly influenced all of the goblins to kill each other.
I like
You write or record that story and I will tell that to my tree.
There is no writing, there is no recording, there is only the performance.
Do you do the performance, and after you do the performance, I will record the performance in my journal and pass it on to my tree.
So, like how other bard, does that mean you're going to do it using interpretive dance?
Oh, please.
Oh, that said though, I did, Karoi being Ethengarian and me having previously given an Ethengarian Russian accent, Karoi being, oh yeah, we even said that Karoi was the leader as well.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Yeah.
grief, Karoi's going to do Russian dances.
Yeah. I have high expectations considering that my dad does that Russian dance as per the tradition of the Ukrainian people. So I'm expecting.
I'm the hell out of it. Also, the Ukrainian and Cossack dance totally, like the Ukrainian one's really cool. The Cossack dance is just better.
Yeah, no, there is actually a difference.
A whole lot mixed with some music as well. Karoi has. I found out Karoi in his starter kit gets like up to 5 instruments or something.
I challenge you to use every single one of those instruments in the performance of the Goblin Massacre.
Do you have
want now a percussion instrument?
I'm sure you do.
Mage Hand? Does Mage Hand work for that?
Yeah.
I think it requires concentration to do so, but if he could cast illusions that would control it for him, then without concentration, then he could probably do lots of performances with illusionary accompaniment.
That's really cool.
Yes, through prestidigitation and Mage Hand.
You do, I guess.
Although that dance is murder on sandals.
Sure
Almost
do.
every single time sandals break.
I'm pretty sure I have prestidigitation, but I'm pretty sure I skipped over Mage
Why
Hand.
do we need prestidigitation, just out of curiosity?
It's a simple spell that does a lot of stuff, but it's not very powerful.
So
It's
I
not
thought it was just
powerful.
for cleaning
You can do
things.
things like turn flame on and off.
Oh,
You
okay.
can
I had no
clean
idea.
small areas of. So whenever we, like, you know how whenever we get dirty and we say we prestidigitate ourselves.
Yeah, no,
clean.
that's all I thought prestidigitation was just a way to get clean. So
No,
I didn't realise you
no,
could use it
She
for.
lights as well.
It has about 10 different uses, but only
Yeah,
about
you
3
can
of them
hate
are
people.
actually useful.
I have to find out what those 10 uses are.
Unless you are half of a rogue, all of a druid, and kind of an assassin as well.
In which case they're all useful?
Oh, prestidigitation is such a handy spell. Look, a distraction.
Like a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, a faint musical note, an odd odor, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll have to write those down.
Yeah. And also Mage Hand and Thievery.
We might have to put me to bed.
Oh, good.
She's getting.
She's getting. I need my bedtime story now.
Well, we've just finished books, and she's now screaming at the gate that leads out to the kitchen, where she knows food is. And kind of just groaning and screaming at us. So we might have to just duck out for like 10 minutes.
Your parents, it comes with the territory.
So we're still stuck in a tent somewhere, I guess.
Okay, you're still stuck in a tent until you get back. Okay, so the others have a few days walking back, reaching the town of Runia on the 20th day of the month.
Do we happen to know what the month?
The 5th month of the year.
So 25
1006. And the 5th month is known as Yathmont.
I'm just gonna do 25 1006 because I don't want to try and write Yathmont.
So it's been 5 days since the night of the full moon. And it was... Yep.
Did the dwarves come back with us, or did they hang around in their place?
Well, they hung around in their place because they've got a bit of cleaning to do. The ashing.
Yeah, so it's,
Well, like all the fire.
Yeah.
and all of the green blood stains.
How come they just not
They're going to eat
prestidigitate
some roasted
everywhere?
pork.
Because it only does small amounts at a time, and then they'd have to be spellcasters to do so.
How often can you cast prestidigitation in one go?
All the time.
What, once around?
So if you had to clean like that entire hall, and there was 20 of you, how long would it take, theoretically?
Theoretically, not a huge amount of time.
Okay, so
Maybe a couple of hours.
just wanted to know if it was
Yeah.
possible.
But, I mean, the thing is that magic users aren't a common thing either.
No.
Though it is stated that if you're continually using cantrips for 10 minutes, you should gain a level of exhaustion.
She gain a what, sorry?
A level of exhaustion.
Yeah, cool.
It's one of those rules they threw in there to stop the abuse of cantrips.
So, Karoi took the finger of the lead Warg Rider.
Yep. You do have a goblin finger.
And when we get to town, Karoi immediately goes to, oh god, my eyes. Karoi immediately goes to a tavern and lays down a goblin finger on the counter.
So the start of this starts off with,
Oh,
at
no,
the
it's
start of
not
this
your fault.
session, sorry,
Go, David.
I was just remembering that orc cook is here. Oh my god.
yeah, the orc cook, you're gonna have to, are you presenting this finger to her?
She
No,
asks.
she's cooking.
She picks the finger up and says, "Thank you. Is this a proposal?"
Yeah! Get out of that one.
Absolutely. Okay. Sure. No, absolutely not. Proposal. Just to let you know, all those goblins and those dwarf fellows were so worried about no longer a problem.
Well, you cut their finger off.
Oh no. They are dead.
The finger is all that's left.
She gives you a big hug, a bit suffocating, but apparently she's very grateful and lets you go before you run out of breath.
I know this is a PG game, but for some reason I'm thinking of Fritz the Cat. Alright, let's move on. Don't Google that, by the way.
I won't.
Good. It's not good for your health.
Yeah, so anyway, the goblins go on. That little threat. The dwarves, quite happy. They're good. Everyone's good. I'm brilliant, obviously, but, yeah. We don't have to worry about those goblins for a while anyway.
Talonok is says, "Come, sit. Tell me the story."
Who's that?
That's the
So good of you to ask.
writer.
Okay.
He pulls out a pen.
Can you spell his name?
Telinok.
Okay. Thank you, Telenok. Elven story.
Here we go, alright. Well, you see, I believe you were here when the dwarves approached us and our group and asked us for help, because, well, you would need only look at this party to realise that there are very few challenges that we cannot conquer. And with such a talented bard like yourself, what could we not do? Apart from maybe, you know, fight a great elf or a wonderfully strong orcish cook. But we travelled with the dwarves to their sanctum that had been so horribly invaded by and infested by the green menace of the goblins. And we found a smaller, well, no, not small, but a sizable group of goblins. Very strange, very purposeful. They were doing something, we couldn't tell you, but we just so happened to walk in and interrupt their little party. We did interrupt, and they weren't very happy, so, look, being the talented gentleman I am, convince the goblins that potentially they shouldn't be fighting us, or they couldn't really stop. But the greater threat was their compatriots that were riding big, great dastardly orcs, fierce creatures. And so using a little bit of trickery, well, you see, the goblins are not that smart, so had a bit of a chat with one and convinced him that he should be fighting his compatriots.
You must be a master of persuasion.
The dastardly warg riders. And they did it. They fought each other. And then eventually there was only a few left, and, well, let's just say that this here bow... Well, sorry, let's just say that this here loot and my fine storytelling abilities are not my only talents.
Does this mean the orc book is going to propose to you?
Is that a request?
No, I know. I just...
Please don't. I didn't prepare a smoke bomb today.
So the orc
so
cook comes
to
up
see
and
the
says,
smoke
so does this mean you're going to sing a song for us?
Oh, I couldn't sing a song. Song.
Does he need to do a performance on that one?
He would need to do a performance roll.
Oh. Okay, so do I do that?
Fudge a D20 roll for me, please.
I don't know about fudging one, but I'll roll a d20 for you. What are your stats?
Let me just get the stat. Performance is +7.
So you got an 11.
Jesus! Thanks.
Sorry.
Okay, so you're a little shaken by the
Could've
cook
been worse.
watching you and giving you lots of winks and smirks.
Maybe you've got some broken ribs.
No, not at all. I was never even harmed. I am, however, scared of the orc, and potentially struggling a little bit at making up a song on the fly about an experience that I've entirely edited to make me look much greater than I am.
Sorry, I'll use a different dice.
That's what you do.
She's quite happy with your rendition and says she'll prepare a nice meal in your honor.
I mean, who am I to say no to a wonderful dinner?
She's going to call it goblin kebab.
Please no!
You object to goblin kebab?
I just don't want this lovely looking lady to absolutely murder me this evening.
Let's put it this way. If she's in there making this meal, she's in the kitchen, not where you are. So I think you should actually invite her to make you a very complex banquet.
Yes, but what do I have to give her in return? That is what I'm truly afraid of. Anyway.
Don't worry, I've got your back. I'll make sure that the orc ends up... Can I check with any local postmaster or anything like that for any mail from my pen pals?
You can. You check.
Just so you know, that the song that Karoi told sang was very obviously embellished, so that made Karoi look as in anybody who listened to it would realise that Karoi was big noting himself.
Sala absolutely knows that. She has written it down word for word though, because she thinks her tree is going to be very entertained. Do you have a title for this song?
Let me think about that.
Okay.
That's an interesting title.
Did I get anything from Calcrix Herman or oh, I can't remember the two others that I'm running to right now. And they're written on my Calcrix sheet. Oh, my artillerist or from the Knights Ravine.
Yeah, the artillerist is currently busy.
In another plane.
Not quite there yet.
The Knight of the Gullible Goblins.
The Knight of the Gullible Goblins. so recorded.
So is that knight as in N or K?
I've put it down as K because I'm putting Koroi down as
No.
the knight who
No, it is definitely not portraying Koroi as a knight. That is not something that he will ever portray.
Kind of too late, it's already in
portrayed
the
as.
journal.
I will burn your tree down.
Good luck with that.
So is that song number 2?
I mean, not tonight.
First of all, you got to figure out where my tree is, and I haven't told anyone.
Look, I can keep you lit on fire until you I mean, who said that?
I'm a druid. I can just turn into my summer season fae, and that fire will do nothing.
Or just turn into a fire elemental and give you a hug?
Yeah. I'm good at hugging when I'm
Look.
an elemental.
Look, I don't want to tell you all of my abilities, but I promise you I could find out.
Look, I don't want to have a throwdown with someone that's a member of my party and that I like, but I like the title as Knight with a K, and unless you roll a really convincing persuasion check, it's staying as Knight with a K for now. I think it's really whimsical and funny.
Well, Corey doesn't know what you wrote down, so he doesn't actually care.
That's true.
For anybody, if he wrote it down himself, it would be Knight with a K.
Yes.
Okay, so the Talanok is quite grateful to your song and story. He's written down your song as well.
That's absolutely useless. Oh, Mike Thaler's got a great set of sheets. Caltrix. Oh, I need a new head and a new body.
It's okay, we're getting there with it. I've done more with it than I had last session.
What? You're building me a body?
Well, that... where is it?
Oh, you're building Thaler's sheet. Okay.
Close enough to being a body.
For a second there, I thought it was like this weird realm jump to Star Wars, and B1 had built me a whole new body. Right, sorry. I will try to be less distracted.
It's okay. And we'll have Em and Josh back shortly.
So did I get email?
Looking around,
No Omen, no Queen of Darkness,
no mail has come through this way at
Calcrix.
this stage yet.
There's, Calcrix has sent me a bunch of letters recently.
So if Calcrix wrote letters recently in the other game...
She like years ahead?
Yes.
Oh, okay. In which case, let's just
Two
scrap that.
whole years ahead.
Yeah, okay, alright. I forgot about that part. Alright, well, no mail. Thaler's kind of sad.
It's okay, Thala can start writing them letters more.
She already has, so it was all good.
Okay, so yes,
While people are preparing dinner and things like that, I might go out and commune with the trees.
okay, you start communing with the trees in the region.
I just wanted to talk to them and find out if they've got any news about what's going on in the lands.
Okay, so you spend some time relaxing and communing with trees. Can't remember if I gave you speak with plants yet.
I do commune with trees. I can speak with nature, but not in a conversational manner, but more in a I can get a feel for how everything's going.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Wouldn't make sense. So you're outside having a commune time. Inside we have Koroi relaxing to what's called a kobold kebab. No, sorry, it was a goblin kebab. It looks like a whole lot of meat slushed together with various vegetables, all wrapped up in a green-looking toasted bread.
What did you just say?
Yeah, Karoi's happy to have a lovely dinner of goblin kebab, and I'm hoping that there's no actual goblin made in it.
As far as you can tell, it doesn't taste like goblin, but you haven't really tried goblin. but it is quite tasty food. The chef seems to know how to cook.
So,
Nice.
is there anything going on in the town right now?
Well, we were waiting to get our 2 returning characters from
That's
the
why
tent.
I was trying to have something to, like a letter or something to go off to help entertain people while we waited, but
There is still the halfling,
which halfling?
Milo Undermound.
Can you please remind me who that is?
He was the one with
I-
the ring of invisibility that's cursed.
Oh, okay, so is he around?
Mostly.
Is he where we can see him? Is he having dinner?
Sometimes.
Is he out?
Because he randomly turns invisible.
I get that. Do we happen to notice him anywhere?
Yes, you do. He's been relaxing at one of the tables listening to your stories of conquest versus the goblins.
Okay, so if I'm outside, obviously I need to come back inside. Do I happen to see him when I come back inside?
You do.
Okay. I ask him how things are going.
He says, normally a lot better than today. He doesn't really like the fact that he keeps disappearing on people. He really hates the sorcerer Burador, who he stole the ring from.
Who?
Burador.
Okay. And is that spelled Burodor?
Well, considering his accent, it's actually Baradur.
B-A-R-U...
Baradur.
D-U-R. Okay. Jesus Christ, this was horrible. So, why did he steal the ring off Burador? Baradur? Baradur? Baradur. I'd like a new face.
Yeah, he gives you a hug and says, I'm sorry, as he tries to pick your pockets.
Does he succeed?
Well, he's not too bad at it. So,
How many twigs and plants and
as he's
eggs does
doing
he
it-
come out with?
Please, is Karoy there at the time?
he is.
Could I question against that, please?
You can. So, would you like to roll a d20 for David, please?
Yes, finding different D20. Need to find dice trays. That's a lot better. It's a 15 plus whatever.
I think it's +7.
So 22. Dice jail, yay! Off you go.
So, yes, you do notice him picking the druid's pocket.
I'm gonna get my dice roller out. Thank you, Ariadne.
What? The 15 wasn't good. Do I need to
Just
jail that
try.
dice as well?
Yeah, hang on.
I'm not going to
Plus
end up
one,
with any
plus
dice
one.
left. 7, so it's 22. What was his first name?
The halfling?
His
Milo.
first- Milo Undermount. So he stole the ring of invisibility off Baradur.
Yep.
Baradur. And
Though he does say he has got a competition on tonight. He likes to call riddles after dark.
riddles after dark.
Where he poses some riddles, and if someone can answer all the riddles correctly, he'll give them 25 gold.
Oh, it's pretty decent. Does he tell me why he stole this ring off Baradura?
He says, I'm sure it was an evil wizard, so evil wizards certainly their treasure, do they?
Do
Yes.
we know anything about Baradura?
You do not, you've not heard of Barador
Is
before.
Telenok nearby?
Halanok is nearby.
Is
Still
he-
writing notes regarding Koroi's story.
I will attempt to catch his attention and ask him if he's ever heard of this Baradur and he knows anything of him.
Well, he has heard of a tower nearby, protected by orcs.
Oh, protected by orcs, you say?
Yeah, he's assuming that would be where you'd find them.
Is this the tower that, where's the name? Vandalith?
Vandalith talked about
Was talking about? Did Vandalith return with us?
Yes, she did.
Is she happen to be here?
She's currently up in one of the rooms.
Okay, alright, so, Baradur is, in this tower in Orcs. Does he know any other information about him? Is he an evil wizard? What's his deal? Does he have a deal?
My apologies. I'm going to have some rough reception.
That's okay.
He says that what he knows of Baradur is just that he set up a tower in the mountains on the edges of dwarvish lands, even though dwarves hate wizards.
Okay. And is there does he come out of this tower? Has anyone interacted with him in this tower aside from our thief, Milo?
He doesn't know much about the wizard, just that he's been there for a while.
Okay. And when you say while, are you talking years?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no news of him doing anything evil or bad?
But that he's heard of, but he's only been here a few months.
Okay. I ask any of the locals that might be around what they might know of this tower in Baradur.
Most of them don't go near where the tower is.
Have they heard any?
It's up on top of a mountain, so very hard to get to.
Okay. Yeah, he's trying to get up onto the mountain now all by himself.
And while you guys are discussing stuff, I'm going to duck to the bathroom.
Yeah, I believe Dave was in the middle of finishing a roll to stop the thief, which I'm still keeping.
Oh, yeah. So, essentially, he cast prestidigitation,
Yep.
which created some bright lights in front of Old Mate's face,
Yep.
spelling out the word thief, and then used Mage Hand to take the items back.
Oh. Are you keeping the items though, or giving them to me?
Oh no, they immediately go straight back to you.
Thank you.
Corey does his best not to be noticed while doing this as well.
Thala is inattentive enough to probably not notice you.
Yeah.
At the moment, she's trying to find out more about the Baradur, who has the tower protected by the orcs, from whom Milo has stolen the cursed ring of invisibility. There is.
I'll be perfectly honest with you, Corey does not care.
I kind of don't care about Milo as such. I am a little bit worried about. Pardon?
To clarify, when I say Corey doesn't care about literally everything that the party's doing.
Yeah.
If the party wants to do it, then he will follow along, but otherwise he doesn't care.
Fair enough. Ariadne gets Corey right now. Thala, she's still young and, in the kindest words applied to my own character, a little bit too stupid to realise that she shouldn't help everybody out of kindness just yet.
We can go help someone, we can just go murder some more people. Corey's cool with that.
Well, we're looking at possibly murdering a bunch of orcs. I'm trying to get more information about this before we run off into said bunch of orcs to murder them.
The story's more good.
In terms of, I'm not so much into the murdering, I'm into the stories, but if the murdering accidentally happens while the stories are being made, well, that's how stories are made, right?
Exactly. No good story ever started with, so I brought them a salad.
It could do, though. I'm going to write that down. One day, 50 years' time, when my depression isn't slowly throttling every creative, expressive note I've got in me, I'll write that one.
I've already figured it out. The greatest story that ever was. The greatest assassination story that ever was.
Yeah.
So I brought these horrible, self-righteous vegetarian elves a salad.
Yeah.
What they didn't know was that it was completely laced with poison.
Absolutely. Let's make it something everyone knows, like, oh, what's that one they're sticking? Just cyanide. It's in that flour.
Or belladonna.
Yeah, belladonna's a good one, actually. Belladonna is particularly evil in terms of how much pain it causes. Although no, that's wrong. Rat poison. Rat poison can be particularly insidious. Anyway, so Roy and I are currently discussing the probability of embarking on another.
Oh no, Corey's not discussing you with that at all.
Oh,
He is completely engaged in storytelling and interacting.
Okay, so
if you try and engage
Vala's
Corey,
currently
just change the
contemplating
subject.
whether to venture up to this tower or not, which is protected by orcs. I don't have any rituals or anything that would give me any kind of history or more information about it, do I?
You don't.
And I can't go wake up the Vandalith yet, so I'll just have to wait my opportunity.
You could potentially ask Corey a question in a way that could force him to show his great intelligence and knowledge of the world.
I asked Koroi, what does he know about this Barad-dûr?
Let me consult my records, and by that I mean skill sheet. What sort of knowledge would you want there, Mark?
Bardic lore or history?
I can give you either. I know nothing about how Bardic lore works, though.
I think Martin does, so you might be in a fortunate position then.
Well, let's first go with the history roll.
Yes.
A D100 is probably not useful.
You're rolling your own dice now?
Yeah, I've got my own dice roll. I was trying to tell you before, but it cut out. 16, Martin.
16? Okay, I'm just getting into Bardic lore. No, that's Druid. Druidic lore doesn't help much in this case. I'll actually go for Bardic lore. I have the page, so...
Druidic lore isn't going to help me.
Okay, Bardic Inspiration, Jack of all trades, College Expertise. Well, I think they've actually taken it out of that section. I'll have to find one of the other things that I used to reference it.
Did you want me to
Well,
your book?
I'll take the 16.
Okay, so have a quick look at what I have in one of the other sections for bards. And you have a bardic legend ability.
What does that mean? Excuse me while I drop everything.
I'm just reading it now. So he can build a legend around himself.
Oh, he already is. Martin, to clarify, so I've actively been doing that without actually knowing that that's an ability. Yep. But Koroi is creating a legend of an excellent storyteller who definitely and quite obviously embellishes the stories where he's involved. So much so that it's to his detriment.
I like the self-sabotaging thing.
So yes, you have heard of this Barad-dûr. Apparently, he's reputed to be a elf who has been a wizard for over 500 years.
Wow.
Right. That's all I know.
And he seems to have orcs as his servants.
Right, okay. You know, I once knew this orcish maiden. Lovely, lovely girl. reminds me a lot of the chef. But she had a second cousin who knew this elf, who also knew some other elves as well. And they once told them the story of this strange man named Baradur, an elf. Such a strange thing for elves to be choosing to hang around dwarves. Apparently this Baradur was over 500 years old and is an incredibly powerful magician. Seems to have a lot of awe.
It's got an orc fetish.
He also does have a reputation as someone who blends races with magic experimentation.
Oh, I see. So that's possibly what he's doing up in his town. I gather Milo can't take the ring off.
No, he can't take the ring off.
Can I at least examine it on his hand?
You can.
I don't know if I've got any skills in arcane. I don't know any of my skills, to be honest. But presuming as a druid I've got some kind of skills, don't pick up Calcrix's sheets. Although, you know, if I did accidentally pick up Calcrix's sheet and read off that, I'd actually
Got you
do
down
fairly
as
well.
+4 in Arcana.
I'm +4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a D20.
Sorry, I was just going to make a quick phone call.
All
Yep.
good.
So is that a D20?
D20, yes.
Oh, fuck. What a day to want rerolls. Sorry for swearing. So that was a 12.
There are
The
3.
day hates me just as much as the traffic and today's life.
There are 3 rerolls. if you
No,
want to
look,
do.
I'll take the 12. I don't suppose another reroll will get me much, and this is not exactly life and death, is it?
It's not life and death, no.
Will I get a lot of advantage out of rolling better?
You may identify more details about it, but you may not. You don't know what the roll is required.
See, I don't want to take a roll from the group if there's more important things that it could be used on.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna have to accept that I'm shite at my job right now. It's okay. I can come to terms with that eventually. Just need a lot of mead, right?
Mm-hmm. It does help.
Alright, so 12. Does that give me anything?
Looking at it, it looks like a magic ring.
Okay, well,
What?
I might tell pat Milo on the back and go, well, your problem now, and I'm going to go order myself some mead.
Okay, you get some mead and also get a goblin kebab.
A goblin kebab.
Mm-hmm.
I pass the goblin kebab to Milo and invite him to a free meal. That's why I'm not currently hungry.
He happily eats it.
I'm sure he does.
Martin Troy starts playing to the tavern a song about the culinary greatness of our wonderful chef.
Does she hear it?
He hears cheering from the kitchen.
Woo!
And it goes into detail about her unique creativity and her ability to use any ingredient to create the greatest of meals.
I'll record the song for my thing so I can sing it back to my tree later. That is going to be a very interesting song for the other elves to watch me perform.
It's more of a, not so much of a song, but a spoken word song,
Yeah, that works.
and not a rap.
What about this riddle competition? When does that start?
Well, once the song finishes,
Yep.
Milo is happy to get up and start asking the riddles.
Alrighty.
First, he's wanting to see who wants to enter the competition.
I will enter the competition.
Karoi does not. Ariadne, did I get the impression that we weren't friends with Milo?
We're not exactly friends of Milo, but there's 25 gold up for grabs, and I figured that was worthwhile grabbing.
Yeah, right, but we're not that fond of Milo, right?
No. Right now, there's not a lot to ingratiating towards other people. He steals. We don't know much of his backstory.
Yes, anybody who steals must be horrible.
No, I mean, I just know that he steals, that's it. that's not meant to be judgmental. All I know is that he's a thief. That's it. I know nothing.
Oh no, I was deflecting because Karoi has been known to pickpocket.
Well, I know that you steal, but you also do a lot of other things aside from steal. Like you create wonderful performances. You have a very interesting and inverted sense of humour that is quite dark. I know a lot of things about you beyond the fact that you're a thief, which create for me a better picture of a person. Whereas I just know that I feel somewhat sorry for Milo because he has this cursed ring. I feel he's probably stolen it out of some kind of compulsion that he can't control. I would like to help him, but I'm not getting the information I need to be able to help him, so I'm left to waiting for Vandalith to get up so I can ask her more questions. So it's not that I hate him, it's more that I will help him, but right now I'm helping him just out of my basic sense of compassion and kindness towards others, rather than the fact that I know anything about him.
Is the ring stuck to him?
The ring appears to be stuck to him.
Yeah. So I rolled miserably on my Arcana check, and I could only find out that it was a magic ring. So I've kind of had to shelve my investigations for the moment, until someone can roll a better Arcana check on his ring, or Vandalith gets up.
Did we hear Paladin?
Okay.
During the dumb riddle contest, Karoi spends the entire time examining the ring.
Okay, so the paladin and the cleric necromancer walk into a bar.
Join a riddle
You'd think the third one would have seen it. Ha ha!
Everyone says, well, the necromancer just killed the bird.
I was going to say,
Holy shit!
they walk into a bar and they join a riddle contest for 25 gold.
I got 22 on my Arcana check. I rolled a 19.
Nice. Oh, no, actually, I have +7 on Arcana. That's not better than I thought.
So yes, you do recognize that it is a ring of invisibility.
What?
And while not all rings are cursed, some do have curses placed on them.
Cool.
That's it. He gets a 22 and that's what he gets.
Well, you can guarantee that it's a ring of invisibility. Previously, you could have thought it was just his own personal ability and saying it's a ring of invisibility.
I'm gonna go with that as a win. And
Karoi spends some... Right, so Karoi's gonna drop out... not me. Karoi is just going to concentrate on the ring for the entire time, and you guys can do what you're gonna do.
Okay, so the others have walked in just in time to join a riddle competition. And you sit down with what's called goblin kebabs.
Delicious.
And a halfling who disappears occasionally before your eyes says, and the first riddle is, what has legs but cannot walk?
table?
And he recommends you write down the answers on a bit of paper.
I write down table. Sorry, I'm making myself a salad.
All good.
Ariadne, you were just that one person at a trivia night who accidentally yelled out the answer for everyone.
Yeah, that is definitely me tonight.
And then he says, he moves on to the next question is, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?
The more you take,
The more you leave behind.
the more you leave behind. For some reason I'm thinking of a digestion analogy, but I don't think that would work. The more you take, the more you leave behind.
So here
Time?
I was thinking oxygen.
Yeah, no, you don't leave oxygen behind, you leave CO2.
Cheval will put footsteps.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
Or footprints or...
Yeah.
Does Chevelle tell the others?
I'm thinking time or like
Are we
journey.
all part of the same trivia team?
No, you've been given your own pieces of paper.
Right.
You're competing for the winning of 25 gold.
So would a similar analogy like
25
a
gold is
journey, like
2,000
the more steps you
yeah.
take in the journey, the more stories you make, the more memories you leave behind?
Possibly. It is a riddle.
How would could I write it down like that? Would that work, or do I have to make it more succinct?
Well, you're expecting it to be more succinct. You'd be expecting it to be a single thing.
Really?
Most riddles are.
Yeah. Well, no, they can be 3 or 4 words. Can I put like steps in a journey?
You can.
Would that be short enough?
That's short enough.
That's all my brain's going to give me today in terms of conciseness. Do you want me to get you a glass cleaner?
Yeah, possibly.
I think that's a definite.
Okay, so the third riddle he throws at you is, I have mountains and forests, roads and empires, and yet you can't fit me in your bag. What am I?
No. Sorry, can you say it again?
I say, I have mountains and forests, roads and empires, and yet you can fit me in your bag. What am I?
You can fit. Oh, I'm going to put a map.
Sure, if I was going to write down map.
Sorry, Martin, I'm still looking at glasses on this.
All
I'm
good.
going to go to the bedroom.
I have some on my side of the bed.
I was thinking kings because I missed the last part was that you can hit me. I thought it wasn't you couldn't.
I may have misspoken. It's not like that doesn't happen very often to me. And the fourth one he reads out is, I have a head and a tail with little in between. I can jingle but not dance, flip but not walk. I have had many owners but I'm not a pet. What am I?
No freaking idea. I'm not winning the Python.
Should
I
I
buy
write
a vowel.
Dagger?
Sorry, what was that, M?
But I was thinking dagger.
And what does Chevelle think?
coin?
I think they're both probably very accurate ideas, but I wouldn't have come up with that on my own, so I don't know.
Okay, so then we get to the final question. I am found in rocks, stone and canyons, but not in valleys. Forest, oceans and coves all have me, but rivers and caves must go without. What am I?
Sorry, what was that, Martin?
I am found in rocks, stone, canyons, but not in valleys. Forests, oceans and coves all have me, but rivers and caves must go without. What am I?
Salt?
Yeah, that's
You
the
can
only
have
thing
salt
I can
caves.
think of. Yeah,
That was a good point.
I thought it was a good guess. I'm trying to think of like some sort of mineral, something that you find in rocks,
Yeah,
stones,
exactly.
and what was it? Rock, stones, and
I am found in rocks, stone, canyons, but not
Canyons.
valleys.
rocks.
Forests,
stones.
oceans and coves all have me, but rivers and caves must go without.
It's not fish.
Sure, if I was just going to take a random guess, it just says sunlight, but it's probably not correct, but
Rocks.
at this point, sure, I was a bit stumped on the last one.
So when you say rocks and stones and canyons, you don't mean like literal rocks. Do you mean like rocky
It's
regions? That's where I'm getting stumped, because you got canyons, forests, coasts, but then you got these rocks and stones, and that's where my brain's fallen over.
that's okay. It is a puzzle.
Alright, I'm too tired.
Okay.
I'm not winning 25 gold.
So he goes through the answers and he says the first riddle, which What has legs but cannot walk is a table. And congratulates the druid on calling that out for everyone, because everyone got that one right.
Come on, I was making a salad. Do we really have to embarrass me as a result of that?
No, but you said your character might have called it out.
No, Roy said I would have called it out, but that's okay, I'll take it.
Okay. The next one was, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? And the answer is footsteps, which says the druid and the paladin both were close enough on that one. And the third one is, I have mountains and forests, roads and empires, and yet you can fit me within your bag. What am I? The answer was a map. And again, the druid and the paladin both answered correctly. It says, unfortunately, a dagger is not...
No, the dagger I think was the heads and tails one.
that was the heads and tails one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the cleric was the same.
And I believe the cleric also answered map on that one.
Yes, yeah, she did.
And it says, for the fourth one, I have a head and a tail with little in between. I can jingle but not dance, flip but not walk. I've had many owners, but I'm not a pet.
Yeah,
what am I?
yeah.
The answer was a coin, which also ticks off the paladin having filled out many of those.
It was definitely the right answer, but I wouldn't have thought of it without that.
And the last riddle, which no one seemed to have gotten, is I am found
sunlight.
I am found in rocks, stone, and canyons, but not in valleys. Forests, oceans, and coves all have me, but rivers and caves must go without. What am I? And the answer for that one is the letter O.
Oh, there you go. See, I might have got that if I was looking at that text, but without looking at it as a text, I would never have made that leap. Fair enough. So, did anyone win? Like, have all the enough right answers?
And he says that the paladin got the most right answers out of everyone.
Yep.
So he's happy to give the paladin the 25 gold, and say if you come back in a week's time, he'll have another set of riddles.
Yep. Depends on where we are in a week's time.
Yes. Mark it down on my calendar, I'll make my way back.
Well, it'll definitely be worthwhile hearing what the other riddles are.
I'm sure I can do web searches and find more riddles. Because that is his weekly event.
Oh, it sounds like something that's pretty fun to do.
Both characters also could have had an intelligence check to find out themselves, besides the players coming up for their character.
So did we find out what they've been up to for the last week? Or several days?
That they, as far as they know, they've just been in the tent for a few hours. They've missed the entire week without actually noticing.
Do they know what we're doing?
Yes, David?
Roy calls out to Milo. You wish to be free of your curse.
I believe your words all went together very quickly and sounded like you were a bit of a muppet at that point.
Yeah, Cubic Eve Brock here. You, Halfling, do you wish to be free of your curse?
He looks at you and says, what do you suggest?
I think that's a yes.
If it requires stabbing, then no. How does...
I said, do you wish to be of your curse?
He says, as long as it doesn't require being stabbed, cut, or maimed, yes.
So many things he didn't mention, like
or
burn.
Leave it with me, boy.
He looks at you and says, I'm probably older than you are. Just because I'm
That's
shorter
nice.
doesn't make me a boy.
Come along now.
So what does the great bard himself suggest, Milo says?
Oh, nothing. I said run along, boy, so run along. I'll come back to you with a solution.
I will fill in the cleric and the paladin on Milo's current circumstances. So I explained to them that Milo has stolen a cursed ring of invisibility from a wizard who resides in a tower on the Dwarven border. Said wizard is said to engage in experimental magics, intermixing different races, and has the loyalty and protection of a bunch of orcs. He doesn't appear to be hurting anyone in the surrounding countryside, but it might be worth investigating and perhaps trying to free this poor halfling who has, in my opinion, probably succumbed to his compulsion to steal and ended up with a lot more than he bargained for. And it is my desire and intention to help him.
So what does Zal and Chauvel say to that?
I kind of missed parts of what Aaron was saying because I'm not sure if the mic is posted up or not, but it's not
sorry, I'm
picking
making
up.
myself some food. I haven't had a chance.
To paraphrase, stupid dumb halfling succumbed to his stupid thievery urges and stole a ring off a big dumb wizard who gave him a big dumb curse.
So the wizard seems to be engaging in experimentations in mixing species, as far as we can tell. We don't know that for sure. That's just kind of what we've learned. I can get more information from an elf that we've met here over the past couple of days, where you guys have been occupied with Xanathorn.
I'm sorry, did you just say days?
Days, yeah, days. I did
did
tell you guys that it's been a few days, not a few hours, and that we've been off to before you went and put me to bed.
No, but we were with the party then.
I kind of made an assumption that Martin re-entered you because you guys had to go out for like 40 minutes, and we ended up pretending you weren't there. So I was trying to skip a step in having to re-explain everything for a fifth or sixth time. It's not your fault. I'm just really tired today. I'm sorry.
No, that's alright.
But if someone else would like to fill in on what we did for the last number of days, but we've already written a song about it.
I will do a catch up on that later. In the meantime, so this halfling has a curse because he stole.
He's got a ring of invisibility that's cursed. That he stole off what appears to be a never-do-well wizard who's experimenting on mixing species and magic. And he's protected by, from what I can tell, at least a band, if not more, of orcs in the tower on the Dwarven border. He's not well liked, but he doesn't seem to be causing a lot of trouble, but I have a feeling that Milo, our halfling here, has got himself into a pickle jar that he can't get himself out of.
Karoi walks without saying anything, walks out of the tavern with a sense of purpose, and goes and does some stuff.
Okay.
Can I do that too, just because it sounds like fun?
Sure.
No. I don't know what stuff I would do. And I've got
Karoi, if you follow Karoi, he loses.
No, I'm not going to follow Karoi. I just like the idea of walking out with a sense of purpose and doing stuff. It just sounds so much more productive than what I've been the last couple of hours.
Okay, from Zal's and Chauvel's perspective, they've had a good reunion with Zal's mother, who gave them both what they thought was a nice goblet of wine, and talked with her for a short time before going to find out where the others had gone off to.
But do they know that we've actually experienced a number of days and gone?
Well, they do now.
Not the gnomes, the goblins.
Well,
the dwarves.
We do now.
They've been updated with the fact that it's been 5 days since you went into the tent.
Yep.
And in that time, the others have actually been quite productive. Well, 6 days actually.
Yeah, it's been
I
almost a week.
really need to talk to my aunt about that. That's not cool.
That's some serious missing time.
But it's all in fitting with the power of Krisha. Krisha does really mess with people's perceptions.
Well, she's also messed with my actual physical being or soul as well. So I still gotta figure a way out of that one.
She sounds very uncool.
I haven't had a chance to talk to my god yet, so we'll see.
Can you talk to your god yet?
I haven't had a chance to. Like, we've literally, so according to what Mom said, we've come out of the tent and went to find you guys.
Yep.
And then found out that we've missed 5 days. So,
Sorry to keep putting on this, but it's actually like 6.
Yep.
I'm only keeping on it because that extra day could actually be meaningful later.
yeah.
Matt,
Yep.
would there be any ruffians or street gangs or burly men in dark corners that look menacing?
Okay, you find some burly men in what was that?
Irregulars. Children. I'm teasing. Sorry, I'll stop.
Sorry,
Burly men.
so you find some burly men in a tavern that goes by the name of the Swampy Cellar.
Corey sits down and immediately tells them all a joke that is both crude, crass, and something that they would enjoy.
Okay, so they hand you various ales to try while you're telling them bawdy jokes.
Yep. Then he has a few drinks and then lowers the tone of his voice to a much more conspiratorial level and says, "Boys, do you want to earn some money? Not too much, but say 15 minutes work. 2 gold each.
Who do you want us to kill, they say?
No one's going to die."
For that would kill anyone, even the
No.
bartender.
Aww.
I appreciate that. I'm sure that you'd probably do it for free just for the fun of it because we all know that you're very skilled. But
Hey, two
what I
gold,
need
that's
from you-
more than a year's wages.
Yes, I know. Anyway, look, here's the plan. Corey leans in and starts whisper.
Okay.
Essentially, he's employing these ruffians to grab the halfling and cut his finger off before the ring. And he wants the ring.
Okay, so later that night, you have the ring handed to you with the finger still attached.
Go. Karoi pays the men 3 gold each and pockets the ring and throws the finger away.
You mean you don't put that on another bar saying, and here I had this amazing battle with...
I don't suppose anyone can grow fingers back.
It is possible to grow fingers back with regeneration.
Do we have anyone that's not that? I'm just asking at this stage because I can't do it, I don't think. So.
Technically, when you gain levels, you can learn regeneration, so it's not that far away. It's just that at this stage you don't have it.
No, that's okay. Look, I was just curious. At this stage, I don't even know that this has happened, so I can't do anything about it.
Karei's not even sure it's the same ring, but he's going to pay the boys anyway.
Yeah, look, I would pay them regardless of whose ring it is, just because A, the ring could be interesting and valuable regardless, and B, anyone who cuts off a finger that quickly and that easily without any questions is someone you don't really want to piss off.
Actually, it's someone that I want to be friends with.
Yeah.
Anyway, Troy goes back to the tavern, just whistling and walking along.
As you walk back into the tavern, you feel something disappear from your pocket.
Really?
Yeah, the ring seems to have disappeared.
10 bucks? No, 10 gold. It's back on the halfling's finger.
A different finger?
It could well be the same finger. It depends on this curse.
Well, the finger got thrown away. Do I actually feel the ring leave my pocket?
You do.
Do I perceive anybody taking it from my pocket?
Looking around, there's no one near you who could have taken it.
Right, hang on 2 seconds. Whereabouts am I?
In one of the alleyways, walking back to the tavern, to the dancing horse.
Let me consult my character sheet for a moment.
You can.
Probably not Plumman's character sheet. That won't help you very much.
Yeah,
I mean, it may.
It doesn't work.
Drew Whisperfingers. That's his name. Now I remember. Oh no, Shadowfingers. Whisperfingers was the other iteration. Okay. Alright, I think I know the spell. Sorry, Martin, just give me 2 seconds.
Yep.
Come on, load. Load.
I think we've got 3 rerolls.
He's just looking up the spell he wants to use. Which, when your internet's not going great, is not fantastic to try to get quickly.
Yeah. Well, that could work. Sorry, did you say it was in a dark alley?
You're in a dark alley, yes.
What is the ground?
The ground is dirt.
Okay, Kroy grabs 2 handfuls of dirt and throws it in all directions around him.
Okay, he feels the whole area is covered quite well. If there were any invisible creatures there, you would obviously see them.
Interesting.
And not even a sound of footprints leaving the area or coming up to you to take the ring in the first place.
It's magic.
Yep. Alright. Yep, Kroy's gonna let it ride. He'll go back to the pub.
Okay, so he reaches the tavern as the others are just finishing up their meal, having been there for a while. The halflings have retired for the night.
So Milo's in bed.
Assuming he is, yes.
I presume we didn't hear any screams or anything like that.
You did not.
Well, actually, he probably doesn't even stay at the tavern. He probably has his own house or something.
You have heard that he's got his own room in the tavern.
Okay.
It's alright. Kroy's just gonna see what happens tomorrow.
Okay, so you've got to the 21st of the month.
Does Vandal come down at all?
She does in the morning, but she has been travelling, so she likes to rest after travelling.
Fair enough.
So in the morning you find Van left in discussion with a halfling who's talking about how 3 thugs tried to waylay him in the night, but they really should check who they're picking on before they try to beat them up. He made them think they'd cut his finger off and run off with his ring.
Do we get any idea that perhaps... Are they my headphones that went missing?
They're the ones that got wet that you had hung up.
Awesome, finally found them. Is there any indication from the conversation that we're overhearing that he has capacity for magic?
You do think he managed to make them believe they cut his finger off and run off with his ring. He could have used magic to do so.
Yeah. Alright.
Some illusions seem more real than others.
Fair enough.
And a thief being able to use illusion magic is quite powerful.
So are we all downstairs at this stage?
You are all downstairs at this stage, having had a good night's rest. And the cook is going cry and gives him a big hug.
As Cora really needs
What have we told? What we've spoken about this? I need to breathe. I really need to breathe.
She says you breathe enough for two. She says as she pats you on the head and walks off.
Oh God! Curse you, giant green wench! But also, you're amazing.
She says you can do that later tonight if you wish.
I'll curse you every day and every moment that I live.
I'm too innocent to listen to this conversation. I go over and join Vandalith and the Halfling for breakfast.
Yep.
Martin?
Yep.
No, I better not. Not yet. No, not yet.
Okay, so yes, you join Vandalith and the Halfling, Milo, having good conversation about tricking bandits.
I guess I would continue seeing whether or not I can find any useful information about this cursed ring and the wizard and the tower that Vandalith wanted to pursue.
Well, he had heard that it had tremendous treasures in it, which is why he went and investigated it. Because, you know, treasures help you live a better life, he says.
Even when they're not yours?
Especially when they're not yours. It's called wealth distribution, he says.
How did he get into the tower?
Through a window.
Why did the orcs not stop him?
They weren't looking in that direction.
Okay, so he's got pretty good stealth. How is Vandalith involved in all of this?
She's taking pity on the halfling for getting cursed.
I look at Vandalith and I say, we're both fools. But on the off chance that this wizard is up to greater harm, I feel the need to investigate this more than I actually want to help the halfling. But if I happen to help the halfling as an offshoot of that, well, good for the halfling, but I'm not going to, you know, go out of my way to necessarily help him. I'm getting to a point now where he's not showing any signs of remorse.
Yeah,
and unless he does...
He seems quite happy that he stole from someone.
So does he even want this ring removed or this curse removed?
He'd like the curse removed. But he's not really sure he's cursed. He says it's fun.
Just so everyone else knows, I'm like 2 words away from just walking out of here. And they can all go help themselves, but insert a word that rhymes with duck.
Corey wants the ring.
So yeah, I'm not entirely sure I'm even going to stay and help here. I'm not sure what the cleric and the paladin think though.
Well, given that we still haven't really caught up on everything, I wouldn't mind finding out about what this witch is doing though. Given, you know, being a wizard and all that, and find out if these rumors about him being bad are actually, like, people not understanding.
Maybe he's just a failed mage.
Yeah, or he's a failed
He's a malign mage, did you say?
Failed ranger too, he said.
Oh.
Sounds very good, yeah. Well, so basically, like, so Zal has been thinking for a few years about how. No, because the Ethengarian culture, and I'm sure the High Priestess of Ethengar knows that I'm part wizard, and she's kept her mouth shut, as a kindness to me. But how we can get our culture to be more accepting of different magics, because not all of them are bad. And it would be interesting to see if this wizard is, you know, just misunderstood, or whether he's actually, like, doing shit.
So
You notice that Roy starts paying a lot of attention to what you're saying.
you think that by the end of this quest, Koroi might be writing a song called Misunderstood?
Yeah, maybe.
You can divine nothing of Kuroi's intent, but he does pay close attention.
Are you too cold?
It's getting too cold. Yeah. So yes, you do pay close attention to what's going on in the morning. They are talking various things that are of interest. The halfling does talk about the layout of the tower, how that there is a couple of windows high up that could fit a dexterous person.
Why don't we just go up and talk to the wizard?
Yeah, that was Zal's idea. Just go talk to the wizard.
Since everyone seems to be interested in trying to figure out if he's just misunderstood or not, I just think we go up and ask him. If he blows us up, we still won't have an answer.
So I just want to say that the player David has a fantastic solution for this, but it is Kuroi is the only character who would not do it.
Does that kill everyone?
Burn the whole tower down.
Yeah, but you're probably also way more interested in finding out what the hell this wizard's doing.
I'm not allowed
God
to
damn it,
do evil
Koroi.
characters,
How about he-
so
how
burning
dare
down
he
towers
pay
is probably not allowed, is that right?
It can be done, but burning down towers might get you into trouble, especially if it's another elf. Depends on.
That sounds like an elf problem.
To be honest, I have a feeling we'll turn up and we'll find out the halfling deserves everything he got, and I won't disagree with the wizard at all. But let's go find out. I get my gear ready.
Okay. A halfling is happy to take you where the tower is. Basically, he says you wouldn't trust Van Left to lead you anywhere because she doesn't seem to have a concept of direction that well.
Fortunately, we'll have him to lead us.
You're good at hiding, aren't you? He says, looking at the rest of you.
I'm not sure about the others, but I can turn into an animal, so, you know, kind of good.
Sorry, what did he ask?
Are you good at hiding?
No.
Kuroi fades into the shadows.
You're looking at a cleric and a paladin in heavy, shiny armor that screams paladin at anyone who looks at him.
Nevertheless, I'm pretty sure our intention is to go and knock on the door anyway, so even though the halfling's asking us about hiding, I have an idea none of us are intending on stealthing our way up there, are we?
I mean, Koroi might be, considering that he's just fucking disappeared. Why?
He is very impressive in his disappearing capacity, but...
Martin, as a player...
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just going to go some advanced time traveling here. When we get there, would there be some orcs cruising around doing orc things?
There will be some orcs cruising around doing orc things on their own.
Do we know are these orcs good, bad, otherwise?
Orcs are generally painted as ferocious beasts because most people don't take time to get to know them. And
so Kuroi.
How quick's this coffee,
Does
kid?
Kuroi Does Karoi think that these orcs are generally no good?
You do know that the orcs of the Ice Shield Mountain weren't particularly evil, though the orcs of the Broken Lands were.
Alright, Karoi's going to get a good look at some orcs, and then stealth off into the distance, back to the party.
Okay, so you have no problems getting up and close enough to identify them, and you do recognize them as members of the Ice Shield Orcs, who had left the mountains that you're in at the moment and headed north. So maybe these are some stragglers who couldn't go with the others or stayed behind.
Are these orcs generally just regular old orky people?
Well, these ones have blue tinged skin instead of green.
Yep. And
they are generally adept at water and time magic.
As far as general good guy, bad guy, stereotypical orc things?
They aren't known for ransacking or attacking other people without provocation.
Okay, that's all I need to know, thank you. Let me know when the party gets close to the tower.
How much of that do you pass on to the rest of the group?
Probably absolutely not.
As soon as... that would be most of my other characters. Oh, you don't even play with B1, do you? When the party starts approaching the tower...
Yep.
From behind the shade of a tree, a blue-skinned orc appears. With the voice of Karoi. Hello, friends.
Zal probably recognizes the magic. And listen, I lit at you.
Well, I mean, you can make the will save if you want.
Zal has had lots of interactions with the blue-skinned orcs and would be considered them on friendly terms.
This guy's self spell elixir. I don't actually think that it's a will save. I think it's to interact to realize it's shit. Oh no, it's an investigation or an intelligence save. Based on my spell save DC.
Which they generally won't make unless they believe you're not really what you are.
Pretty much. Although, speaking with the voice of Karoi, the party will probably realise that something weird's going on. Anyway, without missing a beat, Karoi the orc approaches the party and begins to explain to them the orcish inhabitants of the tower.
Again, Zal just kind of like looks at you like, okay.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give it to you. There's some illusion magic floating around.
I hadn't got that one already.
Yeah.
What would that be, Mom? Do I have to roll for that or no?
Well, you do understand illusion magic, and the ability to appear as something other than you are is not uncommon amongst the Ethengarians.
Yep. Well, that's cool. I just talked to Karoi as normal. So are we gonna go knock on the door or what? And
I don't know. That is you. I'm just here to get the information. You guys are deciding what we're doing.
Well, I mean, you're kind of dressed up as them.
Yes, but I don't speak Orcish.
I don't even know if I do. Wow, no, it is one of the few languages I don't know. That probably should be, actually, I've had interactions with orcs before, Martin. Would I know some Orcish?
Probably some basic words here and there, but not enough to carry a conversation.
Yeah, right. Would I know
Don't worry, Cheval's got this.
I'm sure it's similar to knowing champagne is a French word.
Yeah.
Wait. The paladin knows Orcish.
The paladin that knows Orcish.
Yeah, we're a bit of a
I've got. Oh no, it's only target self. Damn it.
I also know speak languages and
Were you going to try and disguise me as an orc there?
Oh, I was going to turn you into an orc, yes.
Give me 10 minutes. I ritual cast what's it called? Comprehend languages.
Yeah, you can't speak it, but you can understand it. And you can read it too.
Yeah, and I would know a language they would like that's like not that wouldn't offend them. That they would probably also know.
Most of them would speak common, or in this region, Haldanic is another one.
Yeah.
I don't think I know Haldanic either. I know Draconic and Celestial.
Karoi does know Haldanic.
I still spend 10 minutes ritual casting Comprehend languages,
Okay.
and then we'll go up and knock the door. How long is Comprehend languages last? Was it only 10 minutes?
1 hour.
Oh, no, it's an hour. Okay, that's fine.
And it gives you a plus 10 insight bonus check to understand another language.
Yep.
So it's not automatically understand, you get a bonus.
Yep.
Because there are some languages you can't understand, no matter how much magic you use.
Yeah.
But what I will say is that keep your eyes open, because you can understand. You can read other languages as well, and you can also read too.
I know, that's partially why I cast it before coming in.
But it has to touch the language to understand a written language.
Do I?
Yes.
In my notes it says it takes a minute to read a page of text.
So okay, there was an updated one that brings in the level up stuff as well.
Oh, okay. Because I don't have that noted down as like a hype thing. I have that noted down as a base spell. But I could be wrong.
I'll do the reading again for you. Martin knows everything, but
Yep.
I'll have it so I've got it in front of me.
Okay, so yes, you cast a spell, so that means you now have a plus 10 bonus to insight checks. So as long as you roll at least a 5 on a d20, you'll understand what people are saying to you.
Yeah, cool.
That's for something that you've got some idea of what they're saying already.
Yeah.
Although I had absolutely no doubt that Martin's right, Martin is 100% correct. You can only understand it if you are touching it.
Okay, so yes, you make it up to the door with sounds of people getting weapons ready just in case. Like the winches of crossbows being pulled back. Most people don't have their crossbows ready unless there is a reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're walking up.
Well, there's this strange orc has a bow.
Yeah, but you don't normally walk around with the bow with an arrow in it pulled taut.
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay, you reach the big door, and so is Zal the one going forward and knocking?
Yeah, I'll go forward and knock. Sure, why not?
Okay, so someone calls out in Ethengarian. Who goes there?
If you go to answer, Karoi will stop you.
Why are you stopping me from answering?
In Haldanic, Karoi says, "Don't speak that awful tongue to me."
You hear laughter coming from the other side of the door.
I say in Ethengarian, apologies for my friend here. He's a little bit of a zealot's not quite the right word. Purist. Yeah.
Oh god.
One of them says on the other side, I'm sure we can work that out of him if he's so inclined.
I'm sure you could. We are here to speak with the wizard of this tower. We've heard various things around the town, and I don't believe that all of them are true. And we want to,
Smart him.
no, we don't want to smile. We want to have a chat. We just want to have a talk. We just want to say hi. We're all friendly, mostly Ethengarian people here. I look at Corey kind of sideways.
Okay, there's a big creaking as the doors open up. I probably could do a door creak noise if I had the right page open. That will do. And you see there are 8 orcs with crossbows pointed in your direction, and two of them were required to open the door.
Huh.
So there's 10 all up.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to speak to the Wizard of the Tower?
Why would I not be sure?
Well, not many people want to talk to such a psychopath, they say.
Sorry, I missed the last part of that.
I said not many people would like to talk to such a psychopath.
Well, I like to, I guess, gain knowledge from all sorts, and so I thought it would be interesting to talk to him. I haven't heard the term psychopath being thrown around the town, but okay.
Well, he's currently looking for a lost ring, which he seems to have misplaced. And he's very upset about losing the ring.
Well, do we tell them that we may or may not be able to help with that, or should we keep that close to our...
Keep it to yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he would like to tell us all about it.
Well, it's your life to do so. I shall let you past. Nice to have once known you.
Okay.
You are talking your way past the orc guards to talk to the wizard who they call the psychopath.
Can I choose to stealth at this point?
You can choose to stealth at this point.
I don't know what stealth skills I've got, if any, to be honest. It might mean that I need to change it to an animal.
You can change into an animal.
I don't know what animals I can change into. I know you're
Okay,
working on
so
it.
you have axe-beak, black bear, camel, cat, crocodile, dolphin, eagle, elk, giant owl, hawk, octopus, owl, panther, raven, reef shark, vulture, warhorse, and wolf.
I feel like octopus would be a bad choice.
You could be someone's hat.
A hat.
So the equivalent of Squid Gun from the Despicable Me.
Who would let me ride them though? Sorry, you went through that list so fast, and I was hoping that I had this written down. I've only got like
Axe-beak, black bear.
Mm-hmm.
You are quite welcome as an octopus to ride on the head of Karoi the orc.
You're an orc at the moment, are you?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, you said Is there any birds?
Yep, axbeak.
Small birds? Like a raven or...
So, small birds you have eagle, elk, hawk, and vulture.
Sorry, eagle...
Eagle, owl, and vulture.
Vulture.
And raven.
And raven. I'll do raven.
Okay.
And I know it's not as cool as an octopus, but I'm happy to ride on anyone's shoulder if they let me do that.
So a raven lands on the orc shoulder.
Oh, there you go. I just feel I might be more useful as a raven. Although, look, fuck it. I'm going to be an octopus.
Okay.
Can I survive outside of the...
Yeah.
Yeah, look, let's do that today and just see where this disaster leads us.
Alright, I've got a plan, sort of, but it's got nothing to do with anybody else.
I've got lots of plans.
Troy is going to
I just want to make a quick check with Martin. Do you feel that that's going to screw with your game?
No.
Okay. Because I don't want you to feel like I'm disrespecting you by not taking it seriously enough.
That's fine.
I am having a shit day though, and I need an octopus in my life.
If it makes
an octopus in my life is the best thing we've had in life.
Ariadna, if it makes you feel any better, it works very, very well for me.
That works just fine. I just came within small inches of spraying a column of Martin's very expensive hardback books that are in front of me with coffee. Because I didn't realise how ridiculous that sounded until Em said it. No, I'm like, oh god, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Martin,
Yep.
the Karoi the Orc just rolled a performance, I can make either deception or performance or both. Karoi the Orc is now a crazy, like literally crazy orc who is talking to his pet octopus and following
Are you a pirate orc perchance?
No, just
okay,
a weird
just
orc
a weird
talking
orc.
to his pet octopus.
That just sounds even better than a pirate orc. But I like the idea of a pirate orc.
In Helldanik, he's
In
talking
Helldanik.
to the octopus.
I understand Helldanik, so we're working well.
Oh, good.
And yes, the octopus does give you a mustache, so while he's sitting on your shoulder, you have an octo-stash.
Alright.
Octostash.
Just so you know, the words that I'm about to say when we start interacting with him is framed in that context.
Framed in the context of octo-stash, I love it.
framed with octostash.
I think everyone should have one. I've got 8 limbs. If we stand close enough, I can give everyone one.
I'm sure the paladin will agree.
Cthulhu beard, anybody?
Yes. Yeah, it's really important that we know how many times do you have to tickle an octopus to make it laugh?
Just one. Just one.
No one? None? Okay. 10 tickles.
I don't have enough limbs for that.
10 tickles? 10 tickles.
10.
You are
God, that took me a really long time to get. Oh my goodness.
So everything that Ariadna says, Karoi the Orc also is saying that out loud. He's having a conversation with himself.
All the fun. As you come into the place, you find that it is full of damaged walls and what appears to be cages made out of all the rooms.
Cages. Yeah, this sounds as bad as what it sounds, but...
And there is an eerie green haze covering the corridor as you move through it.
Cool atmosphere.
Yeah. Yes. It's a bit dusty, isn't it? Tenty. It's not too dry for you. Not getting parched, are you?
No. The mist is perfect for maintaining my viscosity.
Oh, good. It's always important to maintain your viscosity. I imagine. Whoa! I imagine this man probably has inkwells. He might need some ink. You're an octopus. You have ink, don't you?
Yeah. I have ink. The question is how much is
But
he going to?
you're not a squid.
Oh no, I'm not a squid.
You're an octopus.
Look, I don't know this, so I'm gonna go with I have ink.
Okay.
And I'm now contemplating or discussing with Koroi how much we would charge for my ink were I to refill all the inkwells in this vast, many room, sprawling tower mansion, zoo, cage, conglomeration.
So now you guys know the caliber of conversation that is just constant and does not stop regardless of what you do.
Why have we got
needed
a
this.
crazy orc?
Psychopath meets psychopath.
Psychopath meets psychopath.
Do you ask Koroi that?
What other languages do you know that people here might not know?
The only thing that you know is that Koroi speaks Haldanic and Common and Ethengarian.
Well, I know they understand Evangarian.
I speak Sylvan, Orcish, they probably know Orcish, Druidic, Dwarven, Elven, and Ephesian and Paladin.
So, Koroi casts a spell on you. It is beneficial. Do you take it?
Sure. I'm an octopus right now, and I'm
No,
not
you,
near an
not
ocean.
you.
Our cleric.
Do I
Yes.
recognize the spell that he's trying to cast?
You could use a reaction to do so, or just accept it.
I will take the action to find out what he's casting.
Okay. Give me a religion roll.
Religion roll.
Third level spell.
16 plus 7.
Yes, you should recognize it.
Yep.
It's tongues.
Oh, okay. I accept the spell.
So yes, you can now speak as well as understand languages thrown at you.
Nice.
Yep, he speaks a weird language that I'm probably creating on the fly. Just shut up and go with it. Don't interrupt me. I'm doing something.
Keep
You're
loud.
doing something. I would like to be somewhat clued into what you're doing.
Wouldn't we all? Haha.
I really don't think he knows.
You would know.
Okay, with that in mind, you find yourself walking up a set of stairs, rising up out of the greeny fog into what appears to be a throne room, treasure room with no ceiling. Various pedestals are sitting around with what appears to be treasures, some of them empty. And you hear a voice from coming out of the behind one of the piles of treasures standing there going, where is it? Where's my precious? Where's my precious?
You know, Twinsy, I once knew a woman named Precious. She wasn't very precious, she was a little whore. Everyone thought she was really precious.
You should listen to that back, David, because there's this bit of interference that just is so perfectly timed with what you were saying.
Yep.
And so yes, you see a ragged-looking elf look up from behind a painting and looking at you, going, "You're not my precious. Where's my precious?"
I believe, I think, you know, Tinty, at some point, somebody's going to get done for some sort of copyright infringement so shortly.
What does your precious look like?
My precious, it's a ring. I want it because it's mine.
What does your ring do?
It goes on a finger. Isn't that what all rings do? He says.
But is that it? If it's so precious, then wouldn't it'd be more than just a ring?
It allows you to disappear and reappear.
Ah, so it's a ring of invisibility.
I need Beast Octopus to get my optical stats wrong.
You know, Tendy, I once had an idea of how to fight somebody who goes invisible. You spray ink at them, and the ink follows them.
I wish I could come up with something witty, but I'm just gonna laugh.
Nothing wrong with laughing. As I'm about to tell Ariadne which page
Just makes it sound even more insane.
Octopus is not in here.
It is, just give me a sec.
Yep. You're looking up a page number for me.
So Octopus is on page 333.
It's always on like 333 or 666 or something weird like that.
Well, it's at the back of the book under the normal animals that people can turn into.
I don't know.
Tendy,
Around the back. I want to turn into an andros sphinx.
Kuri grabs one of the tentacles and puts it against the wall and makes a suction against the wall. That's fascinating.
I will make shadow puppets for you now.
Nice.
Everybody needs shadow puppets in their lives. 333, you say? Oh my god, it really is up the back.
He says he will give you a reward if you can find his precious.
Is the halfling with us?
No, he didn't come in.
Okay.
And you just dragged him to the floor.
I did? Oh, yeah, I'll grab him in just a sec.
Kuri, the orc, immediately turns around when you say reward and ring, and starts approaching the second wizard.
Yep.
I have something precious to me. I have something very precious. It's my precious. It's precious to me. It's very precious. Here, you can have it too. You can borrow it while we're here, and it will help. Tinty, help the man.
I was going to say, you're handing me over, aren't you?
Yes, I am. You're getting placed on his head.
That's fine. I make a perfect little hat.
He seems touched by your gesture.
I fear I might belong to the wizard now, but...
I know what it's like to lose things, you know? One day it's your ring, the next it's your mind, you know? But they never know. They never know when it comes back. You know? Something with a half-life comes back to haunt you. And things come back, you know?
He pats you on the shoulder and says he lost his mind probably about 2 lifetimes ago.
According to this, I do get an ink cloud.
No, I don't mind.
Do you mean you ink?
I don't mind.
Yeah, I get a 5-foot radius cloud of ink that extends all around me if I'm underwater. The area is heavily obscured for 1 minute, so obviously if I'm not underwater I guess it just pulls all over his face, but I think me being on his head is actually kind of accidentally the perfect position for me to be if we need to obscure his vision and disorient him for a number
If it was going to be that, or you saw your weird tentacles in his eyeballs.
Well, yeah, that and I can ink all over him.
Because that horrifies the hell out of me just thinking about it.
Sorry.
Well, he seems to be sympathising with Koroi about losing his mind, having apparently lost his mind a few centuries ago.
What did you do to, I guess, lose your mind? Is it your long life, or is it the fact that you lost your precious that long ago?
Well, he starts talking in really horrific speech, which is translated perfectly for you because you've got tongues going, where he's speaking in Infernal. And
isn't the paladin obligated at this point to remove his head from his shoulders?
While you're on it, he might, have a few problems with that.
I'll make sure I lift my tentacles up if there is a strike. I won't need much warning. I know the paladin kind of well.
So he does start talking in Infernal. Does that mean the paladin does something?
No, does Paladin try anything?
In terms of understanding what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Old mate starts speaking Infernal.
Paladin's just leaning back going, What are we talking about?
Well,
Zal
right
kind
now
of
we're
like
hearing Infernal.
So,
Zal kind of like hushes the paladin.
so Zal's hearing a tale about how he made a deal with a god to gain lost knowledge, and in the end, all he can remember is the ring. And that the ring's precious for him.
Kind of feel sorry for him.
So if you had this ring back, you would be, what, slightly less manic? Slightly?
He's sure that the knowledge will come back to him when he gets the ring back.
So
Good
you
luck
lost-
finding that halfling. We should never have let him go.
But we know where he is, though.
Yeah. What happened to
Sort of.
Zandleth? Vandlet.
Vandaleth,
She
she
come with
didn't
us?
come inside the building with you.
She stayed with the halfling, even though she wanted to investigate this.
Well, she didn't want. She wanted to investigate it. She didn't want to do it herself.
Oh, okay.
Basically, because, well, hey.
So I'm getting that out of this whole group so far tonight, the smartest people are the halfling and the bloody elf who doesn't want to investigate.
Well, she wasn't investigating. Just wanted other people to do it.
Yeah.
I can investigate. I'm just really confused on why there's so much jibber jabber at the moment.
Because jibber jabber, apparently.
I believe the jibber jabber is designed to create a facade of equal mania.
And yes, there's a lot of jibber jabber.
Distract and create a rapport.
That sounds a lot better, but that's what I meant.
So where was it you last saw your ring?
He has a pedestal in the center of his throne room, which has what appears to be a indentation for a ring.
You don't wear the ring on you?
It's his precious ring. He doesn't want to wear it all the time. He wants to be able to gaze upon it and admire it.
I actually have. Oh, look, a cohesive thought. A question. Two questions here. One, what is your name?
My name is Baradura.
Shit. Okay. Second question. What do you think about these orcs that you have around? Are they slaves? Are they friends? Are they concubines?
Well, they're useful. He's been breeding them for the last few hundred years.
Yes, but can they live without you, you know? Can they walk away? Can they do their own thing? I heard they came back. They weren't supposed to be here.
Well, these ones never left with the others.
Alright. Anyway, can they leave? Are they bound to you? Are they slaves?
Possibly, but why would they want to? He's got everything they need here.
Oh, you know, these funny people, they want their free will. Can you imagine it? Everyone with free will. Oh, ridiculous.
He looks at you as if you're speaking crazy talk.
Everyone.
They seem to hold you in a very interesting regard.
Well, he talks to them about once a month.
No, well, that makes sense.
Anything more is too much conversation for him.
Yeah, speaking of, Tenji, I need to, no, wait. Tenji, you can stay here for a little while. I'll be back, party members, fabled party members, great warriors, and you, Baradur, yes, somebody's getting some copyright. Anyway, goodbye! Orcish Karoi leaves the room.
So does he come back as the Aragorn, the
Aragorn? Where did Aragorn come from?
He comes back as the Great Minas Tirith.
I would have thought Orthac would have been more appropriate.
Doesn't really matter, as long as we're just using names of places and or people. I think we'll be fine.
Okay, so yes, you step down into the green fog.
Yeah.
Is that like the comedics do when they pretend they're going downstairs? You like doing one of those things?
Possibly.
Which case,
It's
I
actually
just giggle.
Actually, you know what? That's a really good idea. Stealth.
I will say you succeed because it's just cool.
I'm just giggling. As much as an octopus can giggle.
we see this little ball of jello like convulsing on this dude's head.
His eyes sort of roll back a little bit as if he's enjoying it.
I feel somewhat dirty now.
Two.
We will probably want our little octopus friend back at some point. Enjoy that while you can.
Anything that Ariadne says in character or out of character, you suddenly hear from just outside of the green mist.
Yep.
I'm just like, what are people doing now?
Okay, so what are people doing now?
I asked the wizard if I can have a look at. Is this room full of like books and stuff?
No, this room is full of old artwork and what appears to be ancient treasures.
Right. Do you have any books of knowledge? I would be interested in seeing those.
Just the only books I have are on the melding of species. He's been experimenting on making chimera.
Oh.
Why does it hurt, big brother?
Because that is the way of life.
Didn't we come against a chimera? No, sorry, that was in Pathfinder actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Have we ever come across one in our travels here?
I don't think so. At least not in Carl Crix's or in Thal's time.
Yeah.
If you have, it's not been. You haven't for a while.
Yeah, right. Alright, I asked him about how his experiments are going and whether he's had any success or not.
He's had some success, but not as much as you'd like.
And do you have any of these specimens to show?
He says he has one chimera below.
I would be interested in having a look at it.
So, just before we go too far forward, how long does it take for this interaction to take place?
Probably about 10 minutes.
I presume the mist is not going to be considered enough water in the air for me to breathe.
Can I have a look at the...
I've got half an hour of out of water breathing time. So 20 minutes left before I have to change back, or I make a fantastic exit as an ink squirting octopus hat.
Ariadne, just let me cover that. I gotcha.
No. I'm just keeping it in mind because I'm trying to be fair to Martin and make sure that he's aware that I do have that time limitation on out of water octopus occupation. I think I can change into another animal. Maybe not. Maybe I need a short
You
rest.
have at least two changes.
So
Two
again,
changes, yeah.
one way or another, it's not going to be consequential, but it will be funny. Let me know when you start running out of air.
Yeah, that's why I was keeping track of time. So I've got 20 minutes left.
So yes, I need to look at the book at the chimera.
This one?
Yeah.
You need the chimera.
Yeah.
I'll get the dragon. I'm just gonna...
There is a bookmark you can use.
Yeah, I didn't spot that until after it was well past time. You mean I might actually have to get my own monster manual so I don't have to share with the GM? Although, to be honest, technically if we were ever to divorce, I would probably get all the books because the financials probably read that I paid for most of them. But I'd never do that to him anyway.
You could always just print out.
That's what he does for me. Like, you know, if we were talking divorce terms, he could argue that he's easily paid back 10 times the cost of the books in emotional support.
But what I'm saying is you can just print out the pages you need and keep it with your character sheet.
Yeah, he's done that for Calcrix. It's just that things have been a bit organised here, and Vala's kind of taken the brunt of that, in that she doesn't have much of a character sheet put together. He's been trying, but there's just been a lot going on.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. You guys have had fair bit going on the last few months.
Well, I kind of get a bit of special treatment in that he does print off all my spells for me. He does print off like all the animal forms. He has it all there in front of me, so I don't have to look it all up because he knows I have difficulty with that. So I'm getting extra special treatment, and because I'm very aware of that, I try not to put too much pressure on him.
Okay, so yes, he takes you over to one of what just appeared to be a thicker bit of the fog, and he waves it aside a little bit, and you can see what appears to be sleeping head of a dragon, lion, and goat.
Huh. Does it function, or is it kind of a bit of a blob?
Oh, it works perfectly fine, he says. It's just that it's currently sleeping.
Ah, that makes a lot more sense.
Well, you generally don't want them awake unless you have a task for them. Why else would you create a servant of 3 beasts that don't normally get along? 2 of the beasts generally hunt the third for food, whereas the dragon could also hunt the lion for food. And that they all share the same consciousness is quite an interesting melding of 3 different species.
Is this something that I should be, like, as interested as I'm trying to make it sound to him, is this something that I should be concerned about, like, as a normal person?
Well, it is a creature that's not part of nature.
Yeah.
And only exists because of something summoning or creating them.
Yeah.
So they can be summoned or they can be created, and doing so is most of the creatures created normally come out as evil, so you normally use them for evil acts, not for good acts.
I guess that would be my next question. So what tasks do you normally send this beautiful creature out on?
Or only out on things that are threatening to attack his tower.
And that's it?
He has had to use a chimera for quite a while, he says.
I'm guessing your prowess is well known in the region. From what I've heard around town, that seems to be the case.
I haven't been in that town for over 100 years. I'm surprised I still remember him.
They were talking about you with quite revered, sort of scared, lay terms.
Well, I did fireball a group of their villagers who decided they wanted to torch my tower.
Huh.
So much for the fire idea.
He seems to like the use of burning things.
To rid the other side of the mist.
So what is Corey doing in the mist?
He's happy.
He's laughing. He's laughing on the other side of the mist at the thought of him fireballing some villagers.
Yeah, and he says that it would be more interesting if they survived the first blast, but after one ball they were all gone, and he was a bit disappointed. It was very anticlimactic, he says.
It does sound anticlimactic.
Well, I mean, not many people can last 2 fireballs to the face.
Well,
Let's be honest here.
They didn't even last on one. They burnt to a crisp, and there was no usable parts left over.
Well, maybe they should have used something less lethal and less incinerating. But I'm an octopus, so I can't actually say that.
But that does come from the mist, because that was what...
Well, yeah, Koroi does have that talent, so maybe he hears that comment coming from out of the misty ringness. Do you need...
Literally everything you say, both in character and out of character, is coming from the mist. As the tentacled octopus.
So he basically says he probably would have used less, but at the time he thought there might have actually been an adventurer or two amongst them. Why else would they be stupid enough to climb up to the top of a mountain top to attack a tower?
If Darwinism was applicable here, because, if he was known here, then I might quote Darwin Award nominations or award winnees. But at this stage, let's just put forward that concept, but in more D&D terms.
Well, he says humans don't live long, die quickly.
Look, I'm an elf. I can't
suddenly
disagree
pops out
a
of the mist.
lot with that.
Yeah. He pops out of the mist.
Yes, you see, I once knew this man called Darles Charwin, and he had this idea where if you're really strong, you survive into a race. And my headphones disconnect. That's bad. Shit.
Oh, we can still hear you though. Just you sort of fainting, going away.
So we're just looking at a chimera.
What appears to be the heads of the chimera under, surrounded by the gas, which you think might actually be helping keeping it asleep.
Oh, I see. Yep. Do you guys want to do anything?
Well,
I'm estimating now. I'm running out of airtime, so I'm just curious if.
Well, I'll give you a chance to discuss what you'd like to do while I dash off to the bathroom again.
Well, I would be interested in knowing what Corey wants, or what he was thinking about.
To be honest, I thought he was sneaking off to go and find the halfling and drag him back and give back the ring. But since he's still lurking around in the mist, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I mean, to be honest, this halfling has either got the knowledge that he had, and that's the curse that he's talking about, is that he has all this forbidden knowledge.
Well, the halfling doesn't seem to be too upset with this situation. He seems to think it's kind of fun. And the only downside that I can determine from the questions I've had both before we went off to the goblin raid and then when we returned is that he disappears occasionally and he can't control when he's invisible or not invisible. But outside of that, he hasn't communicated like that he's got any knowledge. He hasn't communicated any other adverse effects or any effects that are of any particular advantage either. So I'm kind of at a bit of a loss. The wizard seems like he's bearing the fruits of his own mistakes and bad decisions. He doesn't need to be harming anyone here right now, so I would be likely to leave him be. But because the halfling kind of annoys the heck out of me for being so careless and unremorseful for stealing this ring. I just feel there's a part of me who wouldn't mind getting the ring off him and giving it back to the wizard, but then the wizard might try to destroy us. But that could be interesting. So I'm not against that happening either.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not entirely sure what the right,
You should turn the halfling in.
I think we should get the halfling and bring him in and give the ring back and see what happens. Maybe nothing will happen and the wizard will go back to...
We don't need to turn it. We don't need to bring the halfling to him. We just need to tell the wizard who the halfling is. And then he stole the ring.
Do we?
Go for it.
Will that be sufficient?
I'm with Karoi here. I think if the wizard knows who has the ring or where to find them, he'll very quickly. Well, the only problem with that is he'll.
I was going to say, if the wizard is powerful enough to find the person who's stolen his ring just by knowing them, surely he should be powerful enough to determine the name of the person who stole his ring.
Yeah, but remember, he's a crazy maniac. He probably hasn't even thought of that.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
I reckon if we tell him where this goblin is, he's more than likely just going to raise the town.
Awesome.
Halfling, and that's
halfling.
kind of why I'd rather bring the halfling to him, because there are a lot of people in that town that aren't bad people. Like, the orc chef is pretty cool. The storyteller,
Are we as characters away from the wizard now? Sorry, I dropped.
No, Martin left the room briefly while we decided how we were going to.
And I
progress.
said he could have walked off to the side, muttering to himself while you have a conversation.
Yeah. So I wouldn't like to see the village harmed for what the halfling did, which is my reason for wanting to go back and grab the halfling and just toss him into the room. But the halfling seems to have some pretty good stealth things going, and the invisibility of the ring might protect him. So there's no guarantee. I think we should just decide what to do and go from there. I don't think telling him the name of the halfling will help, but we could give that a try.
God, what's his name? I can't think of Casador.
Barador.
Barador! My manly man. I have a deal to make with you, my friend.
You have a duel to make with me? I can duel.
No, not a duel. We both know that you would destroy me and probably everything about my shattered soul, you know?
I can fix your mind for you if you wish.
Sure, Robert. No. Tenchi had the idea. We have a deal to make with you.
What deal would you like to make, my slightly unhinged friend?
Well, I mean, never had any hinges to begin with. Not a door. I'm adorable though, or at least Tenchi is.
I'm good at opening things. Would you like me to open you and show you just how much of a door you are?
If
Please
possible,
don't.
I'll try and do the big eyes anime thing when I'm called adorable.
That is also a word. So this really hurts my voice. Look, what? I mean, we're going to do some investigating. What I know is that you are very, very good at destroying things, shall we say? Yes.
I haven't destroyed anything in a long time.
Yes,
I probably could if I want to.
The disappointing villages who died straight away. You remember that?
Good times.
Yes. So I noticed an eagle in town, and I don't want them to die. So if we get you, we're going to go and try and find your little ring. You know, the precious. You remember? Remember the precious?
I remember the precious.
The precious. Remember how you were slightly unhinged as well when we were talking about the precious?
Well, the precious is mine. You gotta get my precious. You gotta get my precious. He grabs you by the shirt and pulls you really close. You get a lot of bad breath from him as he does so.
Yes.
I use my tentacles to waft the breath away from Karoi.
Oh, thank goodness, all that is holy. Unholy, or something, I don't really know. That sort of nonsense. But, so the precious, right? So,
the precious, give me the precious. Where's the precious? You've said the precious multiple times. I want my precious.
Yes. So, I have a deal, Bardo, a deal.
Have you got my precious?
No, we're going to go find whoever has it.
Someone saw my precious, and he starts to get more angry at this point.
I assume so, it's been taken anyway. So, if we give you a name of who has it, we don't know, so we'll go and find it. If we give you the name, the only thing that we require back is that you don't kill anyone or anything, and don't destroy anything other than whoever may or may not have the precious.
He closes your mouth for a moment as he seems to try to think through your words. And it does taste terrible, by the way. He probably hasn't showered for quite a while. And he says he doesn't need a name, he just needs his ring. If you can bring him back his ring, he'll give you something he's sure you'll find far more enjoyable than a paltry little ring of his that is very precious to him.
I communicate to Koroi that perhaps we need to ask the wizard how to get the ring off the person who might have it. Because...
Getting there, my little tentacled friend. So Tinty had this idea where okay, so if somebody did take the precious, what happens if they put it on?
Well, normally they can turn themselves invisible. Or visible as a choice.
Yes. We heard this rumor that someone was going randomly invisible all the time. It just looked weird. That they couldn't get the ring off.
He says that's just impossible. It doesn't stick to people's hands. You got to choose. You got to choose to put it on and off.
So our poor halfling may not be a poor halfling after all. He might actually be a very devious halfling who's managed to distract us so that he can keep the damn ring.
Tenty, he can hear you, Tenty. Shush.
And he hears that I seem to be thinking louder than normal.
I haven't said his name. And you were the one who made it player or character.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm actually conversing with you. That's Tenty. You never give away a deal. It's a deal, Tenty. A deal. So, Bardo. The only condition we have is that you can't lash out at anyone in the town or the town. We have a deal.
If you get him his ring back, he will not lash out at anyone, including those who took it in the first place.
Wow, didn't expect that much. But, okay.
I suspect that the halfling is more evil than the wizard is.
Right. We can probably do that. Orcish. Who am I playing? Koroi looks back to the party. Guys, girls, they, thems.
And then the elven wizard puts the octopus on your head and says, he's handing you back your thinking hat. He really enjoyed borrowing it for a while. It helped him think.
Does help think, doesn't it?
How much air do
Tenty is very
About 5 minutes.
Are the rest of the party okay with that, Jones?
I am.
I'm fine with that.
I suspect Zal wanted to find out more about the Chimera.
I don't think I will be able to find out much more.
No, I don't think you will.
I don't think he technically keeps notes per se. I think he's more of the brainy think, just do kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he strikes you more of the infernal sorcerer than of a wizard.
Yeah.
Coral looks to the rest of the party looking for a nod or a gesture of approval. Yes.
Zal nods and says, "We will go investigate these rumors in town and see if we cannot locate your precious and bring it back to you."
You big metallic idiot, paladin!
The paladin's probably
Paladin's still like.
The paladin's just been ignoring us.
Why do we have a pocket spider with an octopus on their head and just...
I'm having visions right now of Dead Gentleman's Club and the player sitting off to one side just staring at what's going on.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just been casually just watching what we've been doing.
Good.
I would suggest that this means that the paladin is intelligent enough to realise there's nothing she can do right now that would help make any sense of this situation, so she's just gonna let it play out.
Yep, that's pretty much what's happening.
Corey turns back to Barador. I think we have a deal. Deal, no deal.
He slaps you across the face and says, "Deal."
Deal. Corey slaps him across the face.
And he nods in your direction and then says he'll see you back here with the ring.
Maybe. Who knows? I'll give it a shot though. Goodbye. Corey fades into the mist.
I could poof into a raven and fly out.
I walk out the door like a normal person.
Leaving the paladin going, I still don't know what's happening.
I'm a druid, why the hell would I do something normal?
Yeah, so like an octopus sitting on top of a crazy man's head suddenly turns into a raven, flies out the window. The crazy man fades into the green mist. Another member of the party just literally walks out. The paladin's just sitting there like, what?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that sums it up.
The paladin will turn to the wizard and go, what?
Nice talk.
Good talk. Good chat.
You say what, and then Crazy Corey reaches out from the mist and drags you into it.
Bye.
And then halfway through that, he disappears from the rest of the party and then goes and accosts a random orc.
The random orc enjoys your accosting.
He speaks far less manically to the orc in Haldanic. And basically has a very, very brief conversation on how the orcs like the wizard and whether or not they feel like they have free will, and if they're cool about everything going on here.
Well, they say he pays well, and if they pretend that he kills them every now and then, he leaves them to their own devices.
That's hilarious, and not what I wanted to hear, but fantastic. Okay, bye!
So yes, you meet up with the others outside.
The others, including the halfling with the ring.
You're probably about 300 feet from the tower at this point when you meet up with the halfling.
Did they have any response to us returning?
Well, Vandaleth is quite happy that you've returned safely.
Yeah.
And what about Milo?
Why is as crazy as made out?
Milo doesn't seem too fast. He's like, did you get anything interesting from there?
No.
Ow.
But I'm a raven, so... Caw!
God.
Or is that a crow?
Could be either.
Yeah. So, as you're walking along, a human doorway appears out of a shadow of a tree.
Yep. You get a clapping from Vandaleth saying, can you do that out of water as well?
Water? I don't think so. Well, the water would probably have... No. It would be quite problematic. It would be dripping. It would be very difficult.
Snow pile?
Yeah, I could probably do a snow pile. It'd have to be relatively dark, I'd say.
How about a dung pile?
A dung pile? Could, wouldn't.
It's good to know your boundaries.
Yep.
She goes out a book and starts writing down notes.
Yeah.
You don't, perchance, have a tree that you take care of?
Oh, she sends letters back to her family all the time.
Oh.
Anyway,
Would you have any pen pals?
She's happy to be pen pals with you.
Awesome. And add another name to my list. My friend Carcrick's might write here.
And what does Koroi say?
Throw you both in the fire.
He's talking about throwing them both in the fire.
That's fine. I'm currently in summer, so fire won't bother me.
Well, I will turn you.
Sorry, what did he?
He apparently faded out in the mid-threat, so it just made it sound so much more sinister. Well, it leaves it to your own imagination just what he's going to do to you.
Currently, it's all threats are being thrown into fire, which isn't too fussed for me, because fire is actually good for summer fae. This is my summer season fae. In fact, it could actually be more dangerous for
That's
you.
right. I said I'll pick this one.
What?
I think that's where he's
Mike caught up?
Yeah, Mike caught up in a few words in a few seconds. So, David, would you like to repeat that?
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. Or we could hear you for a moment.
I think he's going in and out of.
Might be the area he's driving in.
It is amusing because half the time we get clearly, can you hear me now? And then we miss the actual conversation.
Yeah. We get the really shitty bit, like hello. Oh yeah, I got you, and then nothing. Pure nothingness.
No.
Got a little bit
I
of it.
thought it was just gibberish.
I believe David's heading for the obscurement through hills. Okay, so yes, with you discussing what you'd like to do here.
I will turn into an elf, and I will confront Milo with the fact that he's stolen the ring, and then it needs to be returned to
It says it's his ring, it's his precious.
It is not his ring, and he needs to give it back.
But it's his precious, he found it fair and square.
He's not found it, he's stolen it, and he's lied to us.
He found it, it was on a pedestal, no one was using it.
That pedestal was in a tower that was the abode of the wizard, and you removed it from that abode without his permission, which equals burglary.
What's wrong with burglary?
It's illegal, and
It's in his job description.
technically, I'm fairly sure that we could just steal it back off you, or you could give it back. Which would you prefer?
He scratches his chin for a moment and says, well, what I'd actually prefer is and turns invisible.
Have we got any way to detect people who are invisible?
Many ways of doing so.
Right. As a druid, can I use my powers?
Can I cast? Where is it? I'm pretty sure I have like it's one of those like catch, like thorny, yeah, something like that, but it's not called Tanglefoot in D&D.
Entangle?
Entangle. I'm pretty sure I have it.
Would, if we're doing in normal play,
Well,
in
I was
action,
literally
at what point do you
just
do
turned
that when you know
invisible.
that someone's about to run away from you?
Normally,
Because you can't
ready-
do it until you're in combat.
Yeah,
But at
normally-
the same time, if you know you're about to enter into...
you can initiate combat by readying your action.
Oh, so, okay, that's good to know. I would have liked to have done that.
Mhm.
But obviously that's going to be a bit hard in retrospect. Alright, sorry. Emmy was entangling someone.
So, you cast Entangle in the area?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone gets to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yay!
No problem. I mean, I want to catch him. No problem.
Don't worry, I'm sure his roll of 19 will fail.
What do we add to dexterity?
Ouch. What is
I
that
think you're
against? Is
missing
that
a
against
page.
my
Oh, that's-
spellcasting ability?
It's against your spell DC.
Can I get my page from there?
Do you know what,
The DC is normally 10 plus your modifier plus your proficiency. 8 plus your modifier, your ability modifier plus your proficiency.
So if I got an 18, and then what do I add to it?
You rolled an 18.
Yeah.
You add your dexterity bonus or your dexterity saving throw. If you have one.
I've got an intelligence and a wisdom saving throw, but not
Then you just
dexterity,
add your
so it's
dexterity to it. Yep.
And I'm
I
adding
think
up
he
today.
I think he beats the DC.
As does Thala. As does Thala.
I don't have.
What's the DC?
What DC would most likely be 16 at the most.
Okay. but
Yeah,
what
I
does
think
DC
it's
stand
16.
The difficulty number you've got to
for? Okay.
equal or exceed to avoid the ability.
Yeah, I was just wondering what it stood for because my brain can't.
Oh!
I believe difficulty class.
Oh, that's it. Class. Cool. Okay. Alright. So, does that mean I have any chance of catching him myself?
Well, you don't know if he made his or not.
Oh, okay. Alright. Yep. We'll find out then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Martin's right. I think it's about 16 or maybe 17. But if he's rolled like a 19, then
Does make it hard.
yeah. I need to one of these days really sit down with you and update my character sheet because it is really out of date.
Yeah. Ours too.
Just trying to figure out what the there is a spell that allows you to find stuff. Not fog cloud, but
I think there's glitter dust as well, but I don't have glitter dust.
Yeah, I don't have any of my spells here.
Yeah, no, I don't have glitter dust.
I think I need a player's handbook for that. Oh look, there's a spare monster manual up here.
there is, yes.
You've got 2 already.
Yeah.
I should just steal one.
I gave you the other one to
really
use.
that surprised that Martin has
Well, if
two
you
more
gave it to
than
me, why is it on the shelf?
Because that's
Where
where
I
you
can't
put it.
reach I did not put it on the shelf.
that?
We know that you did. But I don't blame you. It's where you can find it, and then therefore where I can find it. Because if you gave it to me, I'd just lose it. Let's just be honest about that. Can you see a player's handbook?
Oh, so it's fairy fire. I was thinking of, not glitter dust.
Oh, fairy fire. Yeah, I don't have that either.
I think glitter dust is a different game system.
Yeah, well, I think glitter dust is the Pathfinder, because Josh has that.
If you ever have to pull out Tyranny of
Good
Dread,
enough.
I'm going to be worried.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see the halfling standing off to the side, glowing with a faint outline around him.
Can I use my... I know I've got the vine grapple thing. Can I use that?
You can do that.
I do not know what the stats are. I can't find a player's handbook.
As in Thorn Whip?
Thorn Whip is the name of
I think it's called grapple, to be honest.
it.
'Cause
Thorn
I
Whip
got
is
Thorn Whip
the
as
best
well.
one.
Okay, well, the best one then.
So have an attack roll.
Can I use my reroll?
You can use your reroll.
I need an untainted d20.
Untamed. Well, if I my
16.
one come out, we're done that action.
So, 16... What
Does
do I
it
add
hit?
to it?
16 is the number you needed at least. You would add about 6 to it.
What do I add to that? Just out of curiosity.
Your proficiency bonus plus your ability modifier,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Brain. I've been doing this
which
for
should
2
be
years.
6.
Okay, look, I'm just going to trust you because I can't see any of those words here.
A happy
So I think
with.
your proficiency bonus should be like +3 at this level. Is that right, Martin?
That's correct.
And
I believe her
then
attributes
depending
also
on-
+3.
Pardon?
Her attributes also +3 because of the version, because of the season
Yeah.
she's in.
So it's at least +6. Plus whatever your, I'm presuming wisdom.
I should just throw out this sheet because, yeah, the only thing I can find here is wisdom. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is +5.
That's why I'm in the middle of building a new one for you.
Yeah, no, I know, and I know that you've had a lot of things to overcome doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Skills proficient +5. Okay, I think that's what you guys are talking about.
Yep.
All right, that only took me like a whole minute.
Okay, so you add 6 to it. You hit him.
Yeah.
Now I got to look back at what the spell does. I didn't keep it in my head. Thorn whip.
My thought was that I can hold
Thorn
in
So
place.
you do 2d6 of.
I think I do mean grapple then, because grapple like holds them, like, and I've used that in the past, like with the trolls.
Entangle, I think you're using it.
Oh, is that entangle?
Hmm.
Because I wanna hold him in place, so
Yeah, 'cause
that I
that's
can
what
get
I
the
was
ring
trying
off
to
him.
Okay, so you throw an entangle?
Yes. Let's go with that. Yeah, because they do roll against it. So
So
that's the one.
we've both tried to cast Entangle. Mine failed.
And this time the entangle wraps around him and pulls him down.
Okay, yeah.
Because he doesn't have a bonus to dexterity saving throws.
Because I remember last time I got a girl something, and she was very unhappy with me doing it to her.
So yes, you have managed to grapple him and pull him down.
Does
So
Vandalith,
I just got really unlucky.
You did, he rolled very high.
does
Yeah.
Vandalith understand what's happening, and is she on our side?
Well,
his
she
side?
she
No,
cast the fairy fire so you could see him.
so that we can see. Okay, so she understands now what's going on.
Well, she's wanting to uncurse him.
Okay, all right. So at least I know we're working together.
What does the paladin do now that you've seen a halfling that has disappeared, been outlined in magic, been restrained by magic?
Have you processed what we discussed in the castle yet?
So what was that?
What does the paladin do?
Draws out his sword.
So is this where I remind the paladin that he's actually a she?
Could the paladin not cut the entanglement, hopefully?
No. I will threaten the halfling. And I will just say, you know, stealing is against the paladin's way.
Give me an intimidate check.
Intimidation.
So that I could practice what would that
Oh,
be
you
made
pissed the
of?
paladin off,
Charisma.
mate. You
And skill.
fucked up.
I like intimidation.
So intimidation would have to be like other skills as intimidation. So if I've got like nature, performance, I would see intimidation there if I've had it. Okay. I'm just trying to get better at this.
That's a natural 20 on intimidation.
He seems quite scared and pulls the ring off and flicks it at you.
I grab the ring.
We thank you for your
Okay,
understanding.
as you grab the ring, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I would have been better off grabbing that because I've got probably the highest wisdom saving.
Well,
19.
Plus what?
19.
Oh, that's total.
15 plus 4.
Okay, so
oh
Yeah.
god, no.
you in your head you think I treasure this ring above all my other possessions as you've just caught the ring.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do I see this? Do I see the paladin, like, freeze?
Oh, sorry. Correction, Martin.
Yep.
I forgot my aura of protection, so I can add my charisma modifier to that.
It says you can. Do you wish to?
Yes.
Okay, in which case then you get enough and you don't hear that in your head. It was close.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I really did not want to have to try and do this with the
I don't
paladin.
want to become Schmeagol from Wolverine. I don't want it.
Because I was gonna say, would we have a reaction in there if she had failed to like knock it out of her hands or something.
Possibly. It depends on if she then goes and tries to put it on her hand and
Yeah. And
disappear
we
from
managed
everyone.
to slice it off and
Yeah,
fall
but
into the volcano.
then the wizard would have something to say. The wizard, as in main wizard,
Yeah.
would have something to say about
I thought
it.
you were a cleric.
I
she is,
know.
and a wizard.
Oh, okay. Alright.
About Ranger.
That's okay. Successful cleric.
So she's the cleric wizard, former ranger.
Yeah. I use my my classes very fluidly.
Meanwhile, I use my one class.
Some places like clerics, some places like wizards.
I just like to think this halfling just looks up this fight and these smouldering
What's
like
the difference?
red eyes.
Where they get their magic from. And how they use their magic.
Can't believe David wasn't here for that. That was like Cheval's one like shiny one.
I'm sure you can talk about it next session as you're walking around with the ring that he now wants.
Yeah.
Should we not walk it straight back to the wizard at this point?
We can end the session with you walking the ring back to the wizard.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we might end it there then and see you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
That sounds like a good place to.
So you're welcome to stay on while I do end credits.
Sure.
Okay, so thank you very much. We shall see you for next session.
Sounds good.